they're probably just zipping around like it's nobody's business, fourth dimensionally or otherwise.
Yeah. She married a train station.
Yeah, a lady from the United Kingdom married a train station.
So maybe they can
cool.
sort of masturbate and impregnate themselves if they wanted, maybe.
Do you reckon that's a bit OP? And I always think, don't we need seawater? Don't we need salt water? Aren't the animals using that? Like, it's one of those classic human fixes for a problem. It's like, we're running out of drinking water. Or where can we get water? From the ocean, obviously. There's shitloads of animals in there, but they don't need all of it. I mean, there's a lot of it.
Yeah, we're not converting it all, though, are we? But it's a slippery slope.
I think we're right. We're worried about rising sea levels. Let's bring it down a bit through desalinization. Let's bottle that shit up and sell it. I think you'd get the mermaids finally coming to the surface and going, yo, this ain't your drinking water. We're not your fucking tap out here, okay? You've been dumping shit in us for years. There's a big plastic fucking coral reef somewhere just swirling around. You guys fucked it. Stop fucking this up, okay? We like the fact that you know more about space than our backyard. We like it that way.
Luis Elizondo, I think it's his name.
He was the guy that, if a bit of background, he was the one heading up some CIA program into UFOs. If I was heading up a CIA program about UFOs, I'd put a guy in that looks like a UFO nut, so that if he ever breaks ranks and comes out and starts talking shit, you go, well, get a look at him. He's fucking clear nutbag.
He goes, the Pentagon's allowed me to say certain things up to a certain line. So he goes, I know what I can talk up to, but I can't go over that. So some
What's the
things,
line? Can't tell you. This is kind of pointless, isn't it? Like, saying I know stuff that I can never tell you is kind of like not knowing.
But he says some things.
Yeah.
So he says that the US has in its possession exotic material. Again, what the fuck is exotic material?
Well, we don't.
A banana?
Could be anything. Could
a fucking banana? Exotic's probably a term of art in that field, though. Exotic material may actually mean non-terrestrial. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what
I found that terminology interesting.
I think is a possibility. It's a near zero, but it's still a possibility. Is how much money does a government need to have a space program? Billions. Billions of dollars.
Billions and billions and
billions and billions and billions. What if there's a consortium of billionaires pooling their resources to make crazy tech that the other companies, your Lockheeds and whatnot, they're too scared to make, or they just don't think it's really possible. But you've got these dudes backed by billionaires making spaceships somewhere under the ocean. You know, it's Dr. Evil shit. It's James Bond shit. But it's more likely than aliens.
Yeah.
You can
he
say
says,
that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Lewis says that he's seen, because Joe asked him, what's the earliest compelling evidence you've seen?
Here we go. All right, let me have a guess. Because if I guess it right, then it sort of feeds into it a bit.
Yeah.
Are we talking Roswell?
Yeah, 1950s.
Whoa!
He reckons that's the earliest. And they says that they've, again, this is what he says. Doesn't mean anything. This is what this guy says.
Sure, he's just a guy, but he also works. He's not a guy like if you were walking out of the bakery and someone said, UFOs are real. It's not. We shouldn't be giving it the same level of credit as this
background,
guy.
But he could still be lying.
He had a job.
Yeah.
He's got Pentagon approval to say certain things. So who the fuck really knows what's real when someone like that says, oh, here's what I can tell you, here's what I can't tell you. Back when we're talking 1950s, we're going ifs as well, we're going 1950s and ifs. If there was an alien spaceship crash in Roswell and you're in the post World War II era, everyone's still pretty shaken up and don't really want another global conflict. Are you the kind of person who would lead a government who would be like, we need to keep this shit secret and try to backwards engineer this shit? And if anyone else spots one of these fucking things, tell them they're a fucking idiot and we'll try and get them out of here. We want them out of here. We don't want them talking shit. And if they are talking shit, we want to commit them to hospital. We want to get them sectioned. The cover-up makes more sense than a non-cover-up. Like if they just went, an alien crashed into the backyard. Hey, everybody, we got aliens now. Woo! What the hell?
You're right. If there was, like you're saying, if there was an alien craft or let's say an exotic material, craft. Sure. Yeah, totally. You would cover it up for sure.
You have to for national security reasons. And
if you say we've got it, that changes everything. Because now we know we've got it. If you don't say we've got it, well, I mean, I suppose this guy says that the Pentagon authorized him to say they've got it. So maybe you should have a discussion.
I know less now from talking about Luis Alonso, whatever his name is. I know less now because of the way he has to talk about this. Same as the other bloke who came out and said that they've got bodies. So now we've got one credible guy saying we have exotic material.
Who said we've got bodies?
That was the other guy who was involved in retired Air Force Marshal David Grush said we got non-human material, like stuff, like bits.
I saw there was some kind of Senate inquiry thing, and they had Fravor, Grush, and some other bloke go under oath and answer a bunch of questions.
Yes,
which is that is going under oath and saying things
and saying this. That the US has retrieved non-human biological matter from the pilots of the craft.
And he's saying that there's not enough oversight, there's not legislative oversight and of these things, and no reporting. So they're whistleblowers, basically, is what they are.
Yeah, they are, and that's how he is regarded.
And they could be full of shit, but it's fucking fascinating because other people aren't going on the record. There's not other people going under oath and saying we don't have this. Like people, I don't know who it would be, the head of ATIP or something, aren't going under oath and saying.
That would be interesting. Ask yourself this: why would you do this? Why would you go under oath and lie? Basically, that's what we're saying he did. If we cannot believe what he said because he wasn't there. He's got reports. Okay, he's just like a guy in an office reading papers and going, "Fuck, this is a bit weird." Robots. Voyager will get picked up by Captain Picard of the Starship Enterprise, which I'm pretty sure happens in Next Gen. They actually grab Voyager and it sort of becomes sentient or some shit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
wait, Voyager, the satellite?
Yeah, Voyager 5, I think they called it. So we must have sent out multiple Voyagers, and Starship Enterprise picks up one of them that had gone off course. Anyway, so we've always said that we'll encounter technology and vice versa. But surely there becomes a time in your technological advancement where you don't need to send probes anymore. You just send the real deal. Like that's an early part of space travel would be sending probes. If they're 10,000 years into their space program, they probably don't need to send probes. They're probably just zipping around like it's nobody's business, fourth dimensionally or otherwise.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that's come up in this whole thing is that I've heard people say that they're not aliens, that they're interdimensional beings. Now, I've seen like physicists and stuff
wrapping my head around that as well.
Try to explain the fourth dimension. I've seen like animations and stuff that try to explain it. If we're dealing with that, if that's what we're dealing with, fine. It hasn't really affected me yet. Fourth dimensional stuff. I mainly live in the 3D and 2D planes. I walk around, I drive my car, and I play video games. 3D and 2D suits me just fine. Okay, I don't need any of that 4D, 8D, 16D shit.
Yeah, and if they're just doing things in the background, then good on them. Because they seem to be very subtle at the moment.
Oh, they're doing a great job of not giving it away.
It's fascinating that Grush guy said that the US government has something.
Well, he's the most credible, high-ranking person who's ever said that.
But I think that also,
I'm aware of. That I'm aware of.
What I don't like about the biologics is it is adding something into the mix that will push people away. People will listen to it and go, this is bullshit. I don't want to hear about it. We actually have craft that the US military is tracking and they can't figure out what the fuck. We don't need to go to biologics right now. Unless you've got good evidence about biologics, then come at me. But right now, let's just talk about these things that are maneuvering in ways that are impossible with our technology. I haven't seen anything about aliens. I've seen no.
It's just as likely the ancient Egyptians working on this stuff. It's just as likely as ancient Egyptians.
So exactly.
Yeah, or Atlanteans.
It just doesn't matter. Or like a dolphin that like figured out an opposable thumb and started like living in some community.
He just got an underwater lab.
Yeah.
Maybe they got some crashed Earth technology. We've been fucking dropping planes in the ocean and ships to the bottom of the ocean for fucking ever. If there's not a dolphin down there reverse engineering our shit, they're not as fucking smart as we think they are. Now, there's 3 million shipwrecks in the world.
Jesus.
And there's, at a very low end of the spectrum, 17,500 planes at the bottom of the ocean. Now, the planes at the bottom of the ocean are a problem because that'll allow them to master the air where we live.
Yeah.
Now, the boats, the 3 million shipwrecks, that sounds like a big number, doesn't it?
It's a huge number.
Yeah, but there's probably a shit ton of old boats. You know,
that's
Noah's
just
Ark,
when we were figuring
the
things
ones with the sails, little dinghies. They can have them.
Rafts.
Have them.
Yeah.
Have all of them. But if we start sinking nuclear subs in the bottom of the ocean, then we got a problem. There'd be only 20 years, 30 years away from actually figuring some shit out down there. You know, the first underwater power plant won't be built by humans. It'll be built by dolphins. We know this. This is obvious. Yeah.
And you know what they'll start doing is they'll start salinating our fresh water to make more salt water. You know, they'll start saying we've only got, you know, a gajillion, million, billion liters of salt water right now. We want that, you know, that 1% of fresh water that exists on Earth.
That's how we got onto this. Yeah.
We want to salinate that bad boy. So they'll start stripping it all out.
Oh, yeah.
More territory for them. They'll start occupying all the freshwater lakes and rivers.
Yeah, they already started. You know, you see them in the Swan every now and then. Bloody scumbags. Get out.
Wasn't there that scientist, that woman that would gratify the dolphins? Or at least one dolphin. She was like sort of in like a relationship a little bit.
Yeah. People have strange relationships, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but same as the lady who married the train station. I think she married a train station.
She married a train station?
Yeah, a lady from the United Kingdom married a train station.
That's very phallic, like the train station. Maybe a tunnel. I was thinking a tunnel.
No, she just kind of walks around it and touches all the handrails and stuff and gets pretty excited about it. It's pretty fucking weird.
How did they allow that marriage to go through? That can't be official.
I don't know if it's a marriage or whether or not it's just a love or a relationship. Like she's in a position where she thinks that she's in a relationship with the train station.
Yeah, okay. Good on
her. Each to their own. I got no problem with love. Like you can love a train station.
You certainly can. Yeah, you can certainly. Yeah, you definitely can.
Yep.
Yeah. It's how you feel, isn't it? Love's in the eye of the beholder.
I don't know if that's true.
Subjective.
No, that's beauty.
Oh, it is beauty.
Well, life found a way in Jurassic Park because famously they only had female dinosaurs and somehow a female mated with a female and created an offspring, and that's what kind of fucked everything up in Jurassic Park world.
Really? A lesbian dinosaur?
Well, the reason that they made all of the offspring out of the eggs female is so they couldn't reproduce in the wild. Right. But life found a way.
Yeah.
As it does. There are hermaphroditic sort of animals out there that are both sexes.
Yeah.
Who sort of can, I don't know, procreate.
I think snails. Here's the list. Earthworms.
I knew it.
They're simultaneous hermaphrodites, meaning they have both male and female reproductive organs at the same time.
But they can't impregnate themselves.
Who says they can't?
Well, nobody, I guess.
You might be right. During mating, two earthworms exchange sperm to fertilize each other's eggs.
Oh, that's cool.
So maybe they can sort of masturbate and impregnate themselves if they wanted, maybe.
Do you reckon that's a bit OP in the sort of animal game? If you can fuck yourself and have offspring, haven't you sort of broken the system?
But you're not getting the genetic diversity